Why Leonor can't visit her grandfather. In January 2020, Spain's former king, Juan Carlos I, announced his decision to step back from public life. Months later, he took up residence outside Spain, a move confirmed through official statements. These events reshaped how the Spanish monarchy operates in public view. By the end of this video, you will understand why Princess Leonor's movements are shaped by institutional responsibility, how the crown separates personal relationships from constitutional duty, and why certain visits, while often assumed to be simple, carry broader implications for the monarchy as an institution. What follows is a factual, document-based examination of responsibility, distance, and the modern limits placed on public roles within a constitutional monarchy. Spain's monarchy exists within a framework deliberately designed to protect democratic stability. The 1978 Constitution defines the role of the crown, emphasizing neutrality, continuity, and public trust. Every action taken by senior members of the royal family is assessed through this lens. Princess Leonor, as heir apparent, occupies a particularly sensitive position. Her public conduct is not interpreted as personal behavior, but as a reflection of the future of the institution itself. This reality shapes how relationships are navigated in public space. Juan Carlos I played a central role in Spain's democratic transition after 1975. For decades, his position was associated with national stability. However, by the late 2010s, public scrutiny intensified, and questions surrounding his financial affairs entered the public record. In response, King Felipe VI took steps to distance the institution from any actions that could undermine public confidence. These steps were announced formally and framed as institutional safeguards rather than personal judgments. This distinction is essential to understanding subsequent decisions. When Juan Carlos I relocated abroad, the decision was presented as a way to protect the functioning of the monarchy. Official communications emphasized the need to preserve institutional integrity and allow the crown to continue its constitutional role without distraction. From that point onward, interactions involving the former king became matters of institutional sensitivity. They were no longer private family considerations alone, but issues with potential public and symbolic impact. This change affected the entire royal household. Princess Leonor's role must be understood within this context. As future head of state, her visibility is carefully managed. Every public appearance contributes to how the monarchy is perceived, both domestically and internationally. Visits to individuals whose public role has become institutionally complex are therefore approached with caution. This is not about personal feeling or familial distance, it is about protecting the clarity of the crown's public message. The institution, not the individual, sets these boundaries. Spanish law does not prohibit contact between family members. However, constitutional monarchy operates on more than legal permission alone. It operates on symbolism, precedent, and public interpretation. For an heir apparent, even routine actions can acquire unintended meaning. Institutional advisors must therefore weigh how actions will be understood, not just whether they are permitted. This careful calibration is a defining feature of modern monarchy. Comparisons with other European monarchies provide useful perspective. When senior royals step back from public roles, heirs are often shielded from association in order to maintain institutional clarity. This practice is not unique to Spain. It reflects a shared understanding across constitutional monarchies. The future of the institution must remain distinct from unresolved questions surrounding the past. Spain's approach follows this broader pattern. Leonor's current phase of preparation further reinforces this separation. Her education, military training, and constitutional milestones are designed to establish credibility, discipline, and neutrality. Introducing ambiguity into that narrative would complicate the institution's efforts to present a clear and stable future. As a result, her public movements remain tightly aligned with official duties. And in that moment, the responsibility became clearer. Public curiosity often fills gaps left by institutional silence. When no detailed explanations are offered, assumptions can emerge. However, restraint is itself a form of communication. By not foregrounding personal relationships, the monarchy signals that its priorities lie elsewhere, in service, preparation, and constitutional continuity. This approach reflects lessons learned from past challenges. It is also important to note what has remained consistent. Official respect for Juan Carlos I's historical role has not been withdrawn. At the same time, the institution has drawn clear boundaries around present representation. These two positions are not contradictory. They demonstrate how modern institutions can acknowledge history while redefining current roles. Leonor's situation must be viewed within this balanced framework. As Spain continues to navigate public trust in its institutions, the monarchy's actions are closely observed. Each decision is measured against its potential impact on legitimacy and stability. For the heir, this scrutiny is magnified. Her preparation is as much about what she does as about what she does not do. This restraint is strategic, not incidental. Over time, circumstances may evolve. Institutional decisions are revisited as contexts change. What remains constant is the principle guiding them: the crown must act in ways that reinforce public confidence. Leonor's current distance from certain figures is therefore best understood as a reflection of her role, not of personal choice. Understanding this helps replace assumption with analysis. The question of why Leonor can't visit her grandfather ultimately points to a deeper issue: how modern monarchy balances family reality with constitutional responsibility. In Spain, that balance has been resolved in favor of institutional clarity. The future of the crown depends on it. And that perspective reframes the discussion entirely. The analytical takeaway is clear: in a constitutional monarchy, personal relationships do not operate independently of institutional responsibility. For Princess Leonor, every public action is evaluated through the lens of future leadership and public trust. As Spain continues to prepare its next head of state, restraint and clarity remain central to the monarchy's survival. Leadership, in this context, is as much about boundaries as it is about presence. Only 1 in 10 viewers here is subscribed. If you value thoughtful insights into royalty and leadership, join the community.